So the next team to discuss is Team B, and the topic assigned for them is, can drones replace human labor in various industries? First, I would like all of the panel members to introduce themselves one after the other, and after that, you can start your discussion.
Okay. Good morning, our panel members, along with other panel members. And this is Yashwant Kumar from D3.
Myself, Saikran from degree first year.
Hi everyone, this is Gurucharan from degree first year.
Good morning everyone, I am Gautam from degree third year.
Hello everyone, my name is Aishwarya from degree first year.
I am Harsha from degree second year.
Myself Sai Lakshmi, I am from degree first year.
I am B. Geetika from degree third year.
Good morning, I am Surya from D2.
I am Santosh from degree second year.
I am Charanteja from degree second year.
Good morning everyone, myself Nirisha from degree third year.
A very good morning everyone, myself Balwada Saishri, currently pursuing degree third year. As the rapid advancement of drone technology has led a widespread adoption in various industries, revolutionizing the way business operate. Drones are also known as the unmanned aerial vehicles, are being increasingly deployed in various sectors such as agriculture, logistics, healthcare, emergency rescues. Due to their efficiency and accuracy, even the ability to access hard-to-reach areas. Now, imagine a world where drones are even delivering the groceries, drugs, inspecting the buildings, involving in rescue operations without the human intervention. It seems like a scientific fiction movie, right? But this is what the future world will be. From agriculture to construction to logistics and security, these high-tech machines, they're proving their worth itself. They can survey vast farmlands in minutes, inspect dangerous sites without making any human risks, and even deliver packages to the doorsteps. But here rises a big question. Can drone completely replace human labor, or they always need a human oversight? While drones are making job easy and reducing risks, here rises the challenge of ethical implications, regulations, framework, and the technical limitations. And what about the millions of workers whose jobs might be affected? This discussion explores whether drones are truly replace human labor or if they serve as complementary tools in the workforce. Join us as we explore the future of work in world where drones are taking flight. Will they be our helpers or our replacements? Let's dive in.
Yeah, India is moving forward, taking the initiatives to transform the India to introduce drones in all the sectors, right? So this isn't totally negative, but there is some concern with the replacement of human labor. How would you think this challenge would be addressed?
Yes, of course, the biggest question or the problem is unemployment. Since every country in the world is going to face huge rate of unemployment because of introduction of drones technology. According to the PwC report of 2016, nearly 127 billion US worth of human labor will be going to replace. Whose report? PwC, PricewaterhouseCoopers report. So basically, India is also going to face the same threat. At the same time, there are some positives where India can overcome those negatives. So I would like to request my panel members to discuss or focus on the areas with more productivity.
So we first started introducing drones in the military sector, which has been used for the monitoring purposes in the border areas or the risky areas. So the drone named Canberra, which was used in Kargil War of 1999, is used for the photo reconnaissance, but it has proved to be inefficient due to the terrain regions. Although the introduction of these drones are result in the efficiency and accurate information, but doesn't the question of privacy arise due to the security concerns? Sir?
For what all reasons Canberra was inefficient during Kargil war?
Due to the terrain region, sir. It was not
Drones are meant for solving this sort of inaccessibility kind of issues only.
But during that war, it was proved to be inefficient. It was not able to fly in the terrain areas.
Okay, its capacity was limited to fly high. Okay, fine. Continue, sir.
See, focusing on the positive sides, maybe that particular operation, that Canberra drone may be failed, but technology will continue evolve its nature. For example, Indian Army introduced integrated drone detection and interdiction system, which attacks two ways. One is soft system like jamming and spoofing. One is hard attack like counter-strike and missiles. What I was trying to tell is we can focus on positive sides of drone technology in particular with regarding to military. We can use thermal scanning technology to identify landmines or grenades where our army people are moving so that we can prevent attacks. And also, for example, in 2016, the great surgical strike, our Indian Army with the help of DRDO used this particular drone technology to navigate our people to encroach into the Pakistan territories and also help to come out from that and make success of that operation. We can also send drones to supply food and medicines to hilly or war areas where every helicopter or human cannot reach, so that it will help people or army people to receive food or medicines timely. There will be no displacement of jobs in army because we use drone technology in areas where people, army cannot work, like delivering food or, see, there are three or four types of drones. One is short range, mid range, long range. This long range drone can reach 640 kilometers of distance, which is very helpful for our army to deliver food and medicines. And these drones are also operated by the skilled persons of army. So it again generates some amount of employment. We can also use drones as antennas where we can help people, our army people, to communicate with us, because Kargil, the areas like Kargil or any hilly and mountain areas, we cannot communicate with our people. So we can send drones so that we can arrange some communication with them. I believe that using drones will reduce human loss and boost efficiency in army.
So you have majorly discussed positives of drone technology in military, and you have argued that it might not lead to unemployment in that one particular sector. Okay. So wherever human capability is impossible, there at least technology can be used. Fine. Next.
Service sector is also trying to use this drone technology in healthcare services, delivery services, tourism services, aerial photography, in healthcare such as in disaster relief assistance, in providing medicines or transporting blood reports, and in delivery services like companies such as Amazon, Flipkart, Zomato, Swiggy, they are delivering their to distant, very far places. They are using drones, and such as in tourism, in aerial photography, and drones are used at guided tours and such as customer assistance for also it has also it also has limitations such as lack of human touch, such as emotional intelligence or customer interaction. Drones are also used in large hotels, malls for monitoring, for large surveillance, also in large events to monitor people and for a surveillance purpose, and hospitality services. And it also used in security surveillance, and it also lacks in battery life and operating limits, like technical constraints, and it also displays some jobs such as security guards jobs, as monitoring inspectors, infrastructure inspectors, and many other jobs. It has both positives and negatives, so we can regulate it by some measures.
Okay, Positives are in the areas of surveillance as per you. Negatives are in the areas of job displacement in various sectors. Okay. So you come across with this delivery sector, no gig economy, Swiggy, Zomato and all. So adoption of drone technology or delivery through drones might lead to loss of job. Any solution possibly for that?
If you see in service sector, many of the photographers were losing their jobs when they replaced by the drones. But for those purpose and the later activity like editing, maintenance of the drones needs the people. So for that approach, and we can get a new technologies and new methods in the photography sector and also in the service delivery sector. If you see Swiggy, they promote two kinds of service delivery. One is express service delivery and another one is standard. For the express service delivery, we get the order in 40 to 45 minutes, and the standard delivery we get in 55 to 60 minutes. So in the same sense, we have to give a choice to the consumers in the service delivery according to the speed. They need to choose at what speed they want. And in the surveillance sector, and in power sector for the surveillance, in the windmills and the powerhouses and solar panels, also using the drones for the surveillance purpose can be cost efficient and also helpful more than a man.
So whenever there is service efficiency needed, only in those areas you can use such sort of technology. Yes or no? And you can cut down labor cost. That is what he tried to say. Yes, sir. Continue. Questions we have got. Question to team A.
The question of drones replacing labor or drones replacing the employability of labor is two-pronged. The first thing is that the quantum of employment that the drone sector is providing and the quantum of unemployment that the drone sector is creating. As your team members had already suggested, some PwC report, some roughly few millions to billions of population will be replaced or will be unemployed due to the application of drone technology in the real time. But the amount of employment that the drone sector is expected to create in Andhra Pradesh or else in India wide is, it is expected to create around 15,000 direct employment and 25,000 indirect employment within the time span of 2024 to 2029. The quantum that is replaced is very huge. So what is the relevance of applying drone technology in a country that is as of India, which is labor intensive? That is, we are having enormous amount of labor which needs to be applied. So the quantum is one thing, and the second thing is the labor that is replaced because of drone technology is mostly semi-skilled and unskilled. But the labor that is employed because of drone is skilled labor. So there is a mismatch, potential mismatch between these two things. So how is your panel thinking about addressing these two problems of both quantum and both skilled and unskilled?
Of course, we have a mismatch in the labor we need and the labor we have already provided. But India is also coming up with the initiatives which include the training of retraining or skilling up, upgrading the technology or introducing these mechanisms and training the people at the ground level.
Can you suggest any groundbreaking policies, schemes, initiatives which are taken up by the government or by any sort of third-party organizations like NGOs for skilling and for skilling, etc.?
We also have Nano Didi scheme, which
Namo Didi scheme.
We also have Namo Didi scheme, which Didi scheme. There, government itself is providing 15,000 plus women with drones, where they can themselves provide a service sector to the startups, right?
That is what my question lied actually. The amount of skilling and the thing that it lies in thousands. but the amount of unemployment that it is creating, it lies in millions and billions.
Of course, we are not going into a negative aspect. That is why India is going forward with a collaborative mechanism, right? It's not completely replacing. It is trying to replace this, not trying to replace, but it is trying to reskill or train them again into this, diverting them into this sector which is gaining more employment or which is giving more employment.
There's obviously a mismatch between employment generated and the employment lost because of this drone technology. It's obviously a long approach, a longer time approach, where there should be continuous upskilling and reskilling of population to employ them in various sectors. Identification of sectors, identification of people who have to be skilled and reskilled has to be worked upon. One scheme, Namo Drone Didi scheme, to employ 50,000 was quoted. Good. Question 2. Yes, madam.
Can you, for the sake of audience, possibly predict sectors that are likely to be monopolized by drones and sectors where human presence can retain monopoly in the future?
Repeat the question.
Possibly predict sectors that are likely to be monopolized by drones and sectors where human presence can retain monopoly in the future.
That's what we given the information here, that there is no any monopolization in the human sector as well as in the drone sector. What we are saying is that there is no replacement making the drones itself coming and coordinating everything. What we are conveying is that there should be a progress of hand in hand. The both drone system and as well as the human intervention should be both in a hand-in-hand system, along with the technology advancements and along with the innovation of human ideas, along with the along with the upgrading of skilling system among the people itself. This is what we are going to convey to both the opposite panels, which meanwhile creating the hand-in-hand composition of human intervention along with the drone technology itself.
Okay, I understand that you are focusing on the collaboration, but one of the main points through which we can ensure that people are not displaced way too much is by predicting where drones can take over and where humans can retain control over better, and how the skill set should be focused or skill development should be focused for future. So for this cause, I'm asking you to predict possible places where drones can take over and wherein human new employment can be created. That is the prediction question that I've asked.
Understood the question.
For example, in agriculture sector, the human labor such as manual workers are affecting by this drone technology, but we are encouraging them to develop the we are encouraging them to move towards the drone technology and developing and making encouragement to them to operate the drone systems.
Any particular fields or sector in which drones are likely to overcome the manual labor?
Drones will definitely or may monopolize in traffic, surveillance and land mapping.
So aerial surveillance, geo mapping, disaster surveillance can be the areas where drones can take over. Second part of the question, what is it? any new jobs can be created with the adoption of drone technology, possible jobs creation.
New employment like cyber security, and at the same time manufacturing, like how to build how to, I mean, just like if any just like one fan, I mean, the wing is there kada, like that small things ki into the employment అనేది ఈజీగా క్రియేట్ అవుతుంది. అట్ ద సేమ్ టైం ట్రాఫికింగ్ in the cyber security ఎంప్లాయ్మెంట్ క్రియేట్ అవుతుంది, మ్యానుఫ్యాక్చరింగ్లో న్యూ స్కిల్స్ వస్తాయి, న్యూ ఎంప్లాయ్మెంట్ వస్తుంది. ఇక్కడ మనం అందరూ తీసుకుంటే ఓన్లీ మ్యాక్సిమం ఆఫ్ ది పీపుల్ టార్గెట్ ఓన్లీ పైలట్స్. అందరూ ఫోకస్ ఎలా ఉంటుందంటే, ఇప్పుడు ఎగ్జాంపుల్ మనం ఏపీ పాలసీలో కూడా చూసుకుంటే ఎవ్రీ వన్ ఫోకస్ ఆన్ 40,000 ఎంప్లాయ్మెంట్, అది మాత్రం ఉంది. బట్ పీపుల్ ఆర్ సీ దట్ మ్యానుఫ్యాక్చరింగ్లో కూడా చాలా ఎంప్లాయ్మెంట్ క్రియేట్ అవుతుంది అట్ ద సేమ్ టైం. అండ్ మ్యానుఫ్యాక్చరింగ్లో ఎంప్లాయ్మెంట్ క్రియేట్ అవుద్ది అండ్ లాట్స్ ఆఫ్ ఎంప్లాయ్మెంట్. ఇప్పుడు చూసుకుంటే అది డైరెక్ట్గా అండ్ ఇండైరెక్ట్గా చూసుకుంటే, ఇప్పుడు ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఒక నార్మల్ విలేజ్లో తీసుకుంటే ఒక 100 పైలట్స్ ఉన్నారు అనుకోండి. ఆ 100 పైలట్స్కి ఒక 100 డ్రోన్స్ ఉంటాయి. బేసికల్గా ఎవ్రీ డ్రోన్, ఐ మీన్ దాని మీద ఇప్పుడు ఎలాగైతే రోడ్ సైడ్ స్ట్రీట్ బైక్ మెకానిక్స్ ఇలా ఉన్నాయో, డ్రోన్స్ కూడా ఇక్కడ న్యూ స్కిల్స్ డెవలప్ అవుతాయి కాబట్టి, న్యూ టెక్నాలజీ వస్తుంది కాబట్టి ఎవ్రీ వన్ అన్స్కిల్డ్ వాళ్ళు కూడా చిన్న స్కిల్స్ నేర్చుకుని ఆ డ్రోన్ మీద మెకానిజం చేస్తారు. సో అక్కడి నుంచి కూడా ఎంప్లాయ్మెంట్ క్రియేట్ అవుద్ది. హియర్ మనం అబ్జర్వ్ చేయాల్సింది ఏంటంటే, ఒక చోట ఎంప్లాయ్మెంట్ పోతుంది అంటే ఇక్కడ అంటే స్కిల్ లేని వర్కర్స్కి ఇంకో చోట ఎంప్లాయ్మెంట్ పుష్ చేస్తుంది గవర్నమెంట్. అండర్స్టూడ్? ఓకే.
So he's trying to say that any technology will have a dual use or might have a dual use. More technology and innovation happening in this one particular sector can lead to parallel development of innovations or research in other sector. Okay, might as well gradual growth of technology will lead to gradual upskilling of people employed in all unskilled or manual labors. Yes, next question.
Do you expect possibility of reawakening of Luddism type of movements against drone technology in India, similar to that of 1750s to 1850s in Europe? If so, how can government tackle them?
Luddism type of movements. Explain them what is Luddism movement.
Luddism type of movements అంటే యూరోప్లో చేతులతో పనిచేసేటప్పుడు డ్రోన్స్ కాదు, టెక్నాలజీ అనేది ఇంప్రూవ్మెంట్ జరిగింది. వాళ్ళు కష్టపడి పనిచేస్తున్నప్పుడు టెక్నాలజీ రావడం ద్వారా వాళ్ళ పనితనం పోయింది వాళ్ళకి. అప్పుడు వాళ్ళకి నష్టం కలిగింది కాబట్టి వాళ్ళకి కోపం వచ్చి వాళ్ళు ఏం చేస్తారు, ఆ టెక్నాలజీని వెళ్ళి డిస్ట్రాయ్ చేశారు. అప్పుడు గవర్నమెంట్ అనేది వాళ్ళకి ఎలా ట్యాకిల్ చేసింది అని చెప్పేసి నేను అడిగాను.
Luddism is an anti-machine movement, anti-technology movement anamata. Europe lo majorga it took place in Europe in the 1750s and 1850s during the first industrial revolution, when the handloom sector was replaced by machine-made cloth. So in the same way, as the drone technology introduction in India is going to replace a huge amount of population in the employment sector, so if there is a type of, or there is a reawakening of Luddism type of movements in Indian sphere, so how can the government tackle them? Any measures that the government can take to address those sort of issues is the question that we are posing to you.
See, the question is if in case no. అంటే if in case అయితే what is the probability అని చెప్పి, దిస్ ఇస్ వాట్ ద గవర్నమెంట్ ఈస్ డూయింగ్. వాళ్ళు అందుకే ఎట్ ఏ టైం ఒకేసారి టెక్నాలజీని ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ చేసేయట్లేదు కాన్సెప్ట్లోకి. దే ఆర్ మేకింగ్ ఇట్ హైరార్కీ మేనర్. అంటే ఫస్ట్ లెవెల్ టు లెవెల్ ఇంక్రీజ్ చేసుకుంటూ వస్తున్నారు. అండ్ ఇఫ్ ఒక దగ్గర ఎంప్లాయ్మెంట్ పోతుంది అంటే బై క్రియేటింగ్ ద టెక్నాలజీ ఇట్ సెల్ఫ్ దే ఆర్ బూస్టింగ్ ద ఎంప్లాయ్మెంట్ ఇన్ వేరియస్ సెక్టర్. మెయిన్ వైల్ ఒక దగ్గర ఇప్పుడు స్కిల్ డెవలప్ చేయడానికి ఆటోమేటిక్గా ఒక ప్రొఫెషనల్స్ కావాలి. సో స్కిల్ డెవలప్మెంట్ చేసే ప్రాసెస్ వరకు కూడా ఆ ప్రొఫెషనల్కి అదొక ఎంప్లాయ్మెంట్ పర్పస్. వన్స్ స్కిల్ డెవలప్ అయిన తర్వాత మ్యానుఫ్యాక్చర్, సో వాట్ వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ ఒక దగ్గర స్కిల్ డెవలప్మెంట్ అయిన తర్వాత దెన్ దే విల్ ఇన్వాల్వ్ ఇన్ మ్యానుఫ్యాక్చరింగ్. సో దట్ ఏంటి అంటే స్కిల్ చెప్పినంత వరకు అక్కడ ఒక ఎంప్లాయ్మెంట్ అక్కడ ఒక ఎంప్లాయ్మెంట్ స్టార్ట్ అయింది, అండ్ దెన్ మ్యానుఫ్యాక్చరింగ్లోకి ఇన్వాల్వ్ అయిన తర్వాత అక్కడ ఇంకొక ఎంప్లాయ్మెంట్ స్టార్ట్ అయింది. సో ప్రాబబ్లీ మొత్తం ఒకేసారిగా ఎక్కడ కూడా తగ్గించట్లేదు, వాళ్ళు లెవెల్ వైజ్గా, అంటే ఒక దగ్గర తీసుకుంటుంటే ఇంకో దగ్గర ఇస్తున్నారు. దీనికోసం అని చెప్పేసి ఆర్ గవర్నమెంట్ విల్ ఇనిషియేటింగ్ ద స్కిల్లింగ్ వర్క్స్, అప్గ్రేడింగ్ వర్క్స్, innovations, developments, startups, Vikshit Bharat, and moreover.
Question from team C.
Sir, even though India is not too developed country, we had some economic falls and economic crisis in some sectors. Is it really good to have the drone technology and to invest that much to the drone technology? We are having many falls and many much needed economy in other sectors also. And if we invest that much, does it can generate the same investment value, or it can generate the double investment value to the India or to our country? This is one type of question. And does it really good or required to invest that much? That was I asked, sir. Not only in single sector, even though without drones only we are performing very well. Like they are saying that in military exercises we are using drones. Even though there are not there in drones times also, we had performed very well and we had done many exercises very good. So how can you say that only drones can help us, and is it really necessary to invest that much?
ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ డ్రోన్ టెక్నాలజీ అనేది అంత కాస్ట్లీ కాదు కాబట్టే ఇండియన్ గవర్నమెంట్, ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ గవర్నమెంట్ దాన్ని అడాప్ట్ చేసుకుంది. సెకండ్ థింగ్ ఏంటంటే డ్రోన్ టెక్నాలజీ మాత్రమే యూజ్ చేయాలని ఎవరు చెప్పలేదు. డ్రోన్ టెక్నాలజీని పీపుల్తో కొలాబరేట్ చేసి ఎఫెక్టివ్గా యూజ్ చేసుకోమంది. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ డిజాస్టర్ మేనేజ్మెంట్లో ఎన్డీఆర్ఎఫ్, ఎస్డీఆర్ఎఫ్ అందరూ పనిచేస్తారు కరెక్టే, కానీ వాళ్ళకి హెల్ప్కి మనం డ్రోన్ ఇస్తున్నాం. అంతేగాని ఎస్డీఆర్ఎఫ్ని అందరిని తీసేసి, ఎన్డీఆర్ఎఫ్ని అందరిని తీసేసి ఓన్లీ డ్రోన్స్ యూజ్ చేయమని ఎవరు చెప్పలేదు. థర్డ్ థింగ్ ఏంటంటే ఇండియా డెవలపింగ్ కంట్రీయే, కానీ డెవలప్డ్ కంట్రీ అవ్వాలంటే లైక్ ఆల్రెడీ ఉన్న టెక్నాలజీస్ మీద మనం అంత డబ్బులు ఇన్వెస్ట్ చేయలేం. ఆర్టిఫిషియల్ ఇంటెలిజెన్స్ వీటన్నిటికి చాలా కాస్ట్లీ. బట్ ఈ డ్రోన్ టెక్నాలజీ ఇలాంటివి ఏంటంటే ఇంటర్లింక్డ్ అనమాట. డ్రోన్ టెక్నాలజీ వస్తే ఆటోమేటిక్గా ఇన్వెస్టర్స్ ఆర్టిఫిషియల్ ఇంటెలిజెన్స్ కూడా తీసుకొని వస్తారు. సో అలా తక్కువ కాస్ట్తో ఎక్కువ ఎఫిషియన్సీ వస్తుంది కాబట్టి మనం డ్రోన్ టెక్నాలజీని అడాప్ట్ చేసుకున్నాం.
ఎట్ ద సేమ్ టైం మనం ఫోకస్ చేసుకుని చూస్తే మనీ అండ్ డ్రోన్ అండ్ మనీ అండ్ హ్యూమన్ రెండు పక్క పక్కన పెట్టి చూసుకుంటే మ్యాక్సిమం ఆఫ్ ది టైం పీపుల్ ఆర్ ఫోకస్ ఆన్ హ్యూమన్. ఇప్పుడు ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఎలాగైతే మిలిటరీ అనే ఒక టాపిక్ వచ్చిందో దాన్ని ఎగ్జాంపుల్ తీసుకుందాం. మోర్ ఓవర్ ఇప్పుడు సర్వేలెన్స్కి మనం బార్డర్లో హ్యూమన్ యూజ్ చేస్తే బెటరా, డ్రోన్ యూజ్ చేస్తే బెటరా? ఎనీవన్? సింపుల్ ఐఎమ్ ఆస్కింగ్, సర్వేలెన్స్కి బార్డర్ సర్వేలెన్స్ హ్యూమన్ ఈజ్ బెటర్ ఆర్ ఎల్స్ డ్రోన్ ఈజ్ బెటర్? Simple answer. Here, human will focus on whatever their eyes. Drones will focus on in around. And at the same time, if loss, maha aithe oka 10 lakhs, inka aithe oka 25 lakhs. But oka human loss aithe, oka military man loss aithe, but it's nation issue kada. So that's why the machine is different and human is different. ఇక్కడ మిలిటరీ హ్యూమన్ సేవ్ చేస్తున్నాం కాబట్టి మనం డ్రోన్ టెక్నాలజీని మనం జస్ట్ ఒక పార్ట్గా తీసుకున్నాం అంతే. అది కూడా నాట్ ఇన్ ఆల్ డైమెన్షన్స్, ఓన్లీ ఫ్యూ డైమెన్షన్స్ లైక్ సర్వేలెన్స్ అండ్ మ్యాపింగ్, దీస్ థింగ్స్ ఓన్లీ.
It's not just about humans versus a technology. Along with drone technology, we have satellites for remote sensing, satellites for surveillance of your borders. When all of those technologies are in place, why do we need to invest money for the sake of developing or innovating new technologies in drone sector? Not just it is technology versus human labor, no. Why can't we rework on already existing technologies?
What are the other technologies we have at low cost? What are the other technologies you can suggest?
వరల్డ్లో నువ్వు ఏ కంట్రీతో పోల్చుకున్నా ఇండియన్ శాటిలైట్ లాంచింగ్ టెక్నాలజీ చాలా చీప్, చాలా ఎఫెక్టివ్ అండ్ సక్సెస్ఫుల్ కూడా. మరి నువ్వు దాన్ని ఇంకా డెవలప్ చేయడం మానేసి కొత్త టెక్నాలజీని తెచ్చి నువ్వు దాన్ని ఒక సైడ్ లైన్ చేస్తానంటే అది అంతవరకు కరెక్ట్.
బడ్జెట్లో ఇస్రోకి, శాటిలైట్కి మంచి ఎక్స్పెండిచరే పెట్టారు. అట్ ద సేమ్ టైం గాల్లోనే కాకుండా లో లెవెల్ అంటే లో హైట్లో ఫ్లై చేసి కూడా మనకి లైవ్ రికార్డింగ్ లో హైట్లో ఫ్లై చేసి క్లియర్ డీటెయిల్స్ ఇవ్వడం కోసం మనం ఫర్దర్గా ఎక్స్టెండ్ అయ్యాం. అంతేగాని ఇప్పుడు లైటర్ ఉందని అగ్గిపెట్టి వద్దు, అగ్గిపెట్టి ఉందని లైటర్ వద్దంటే అవ్వదు కదా. లైక్ టెక్నాలజీ అనేది ఎప్పుడు డెవలప్ అవుతూనే ఉంటుంది, అది ఇన్ఎవిటబుల్. మీరు శాటిలైట్ ఉంది ఇంకా చాలు ఇంకేం అవసరం లేదనుకుంటే అవ్వదు కదన్నా.
Drone is one of many technologies. It has its application not just in two sectors, in various sectors, in various formats is what is the answer. Okay, you guys can continue your discussion. Any questions? Continue with your discussion, sir.
I would like to share the views on agriculture sector in usage of drones. The introduction of drones in agriculture have a huge impact in such a way that it helps in crop monitoring, precision farming, soil and field analysis, spraying of pesticides and fertilizers, irrigation management and crop management, and geo mapping, etc. It also helps in increasing production, reduces cost, and it even promotes sustainable farming. Even though it has a huge impact in both positives and negative sides, even though there are huge impacts of positive sides and negative sides of introducing the drone technology, I would like to share some of the negative impacts of it. Firstly, it reduces the traditional jobs, and it also might affect the human labor. The first, I would like to share that how types of human labors are going to impacted by this. Firstly, manual workers or farm labors who are going to impact. These are the ones who involved in spraying of pesticides and fertilizers and monitoring can lose their jobs as drones automate these tasks. And traditional farm equipment operators who operate the tractors and sprayers might reduce their demand as the drones can replace large-scale spraying and seeding tasks. And small-scale farmers manufacturers who can't afford the drones might affect as they struggle to afford the drones, and they struggle with the large farmers. They struggle with the large farmers who already adopted this technology.
Okay, you have reiterated that there is going to be a job loss in people who drive tractors, people who spray pesticides and fertilizers. Any solutions as such? It's evident that there might be a job loss in agri sector. Any solutions or any recommendations or way forward as such to compensate?
For example, in the country Australia, usage of drones for targeting spray.
Which place in Australia?
Across the country, sir. For example, in Australia, usage of drones for targeted weed spraying resulted in 50% reduction in cost and a 50% decrease in chemical usages. In globally, the adoption of agriculture drones has cumulatively saved 210 million metric tons of water and reduced the carbon emission by 25.72 million metric tons, equivalent to the carbon sequestration of 1.2 billion trees. As our member said, what is the way forward for the jobs taken by introduction of drones in agriculture? The measures to be taken such as reskilling programs and job transitions and government subsidies. The farmer laborers can be trained as drone operators, shift their work to supervising or drones related roles, and also the government provided subsidies to help the farmers who can't afford the drones.
Okay, reskilling of farmers, provide subsidies, and what else suggestions you gave, sir? Again, there might be a mismatch, no? The quantum of employment lost and the quantum of reskilling done. It's a challenge. We have a challenge, yes or no? How to overcome that particular scenario? Being an agri-dependent economy where almost half of your population is employed in agri sector, there will definitely be a mismatch of employment lost and generated.
Although there is a mismatch, our agriculture sector is basically the disguised unemployment is more, sir. So it might help to transform these labor into another sectors right now.
Any sector which is labor intensive where these population can be accommodated?
Like we start manufacturing drones now, sir. These people can be accommodated.
Manufacturing sector in particular. So reskilling, upskilling, and transforming the population to a manufacturing sector. Okay, continue, madam. Question.
In the future, drones are likely to be part of India's workforce. Now, in that consideration, do you think there is a possibility of creation of a social class of those who are technologically skilled and such relevant, and who are not so technologically skilled and not so relevant? How can India, if so, in that consideration, how can India possibly ensure that this gap of haves and have-nots will not be created in the future?
You want the question to be repeated? Question to be repeated?
లైక్ ఇప్పుడు ఇండియాలో టెక్నికల్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ కోసం ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ బీటెక్లో సిఎస్సి లైక్ కోర్సెస్ ఉంటాయి కదా, ఈసీ అని, అవన్నీ టెక్నికల్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ కిందకే వస్తాయి కదా. సో అవి కామన్ మ్యాన్కి, పూర్ పీపుల్కి అందడం కోసం ఫీజు రియంబర్స్మెంట్ అని గవర్నమెంట్ కాలేజెస్లో సీట్స్ పెంచడం ఇలా చేస్తుంది కదా. సో ఇఫ్ అట్ ఆల్ డ్రోన్ టెక్నాలజీ కంప్లీట్గా ఇండియనైజ్డ్ అయితే, అంటే ఇండియన్ సొసైటీలోకి వస్తే, గవర్నమెంట్ ఖచ్చితంగా ఈ టెక్నికల్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్లో ఈ డ్రోన్ టెక్నాలజీని కూడా ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేస్తుంది. సో కామన్ మ్యాన్కి ఉంటుంది, లైక్ హయ్యర్ క్లాస్ పీపుల్కి సేమ్ లెవెల్ ఆఫ్ అఫోర్డబిలిటీ లేకపోయినా కూడా మినిమం లెవెల్ ఆఫ్ అఫోర్డబిలిటీ ఉంటుంది. సో అంత డిస్పారిటీస్ రాకపోవచ్చు అని.
The question in particular focuses on those who are not literate at the moment, like tribals or say even agricultural sector. While they could technically learn some technical skills in regards to drones, and disguised unemployment might be something that could be solved. Unemployment by itself, even with existence of disguised unemployment, is a huge problem in present India. Now in future, say if there are people who are not compatible with technical skills, or people who do not have enough background in education to actually learn these technical skills, how can they survive? And wouldn't this create a cycle of poverty? That is the question.
See, what we are what you are going to say is, what about the haves and have-nots if the drones are involved in the society itself? This is what, like the government initiations, like మనం చూసుకుంటే even the new education policy లో కూడా they bring the concept of vocational education by the, what we say, influence of other countries like China, Japan or etc. Something more. సో ఈ న్యూ పాలసీలో కూడా దే బ్రాట్, అంటే అంతకుముందు మనకి ట్రైనింగ్ టెక్నికల్ కోర్సెస్ ఆర్ ట్రైనింగ్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్స్ అనేవి మనం దానికి వేరేగా వెళ్ళాల్సి వచ్చేది. వీ హ్యావ్ టు ఎఫోర్డ్ ఫర్ ఇట్. బట్ వాళ్ళు పెట్టిన ఈ పాలసీలోటి లైక్ దే ఆర్ గివింగ్ ద ఛాన్స్ ఫర్ అవర్ సెల్వ్స్ ఈవెన్ టు ఇన్వాల్వ్ అండ్ మేక్ ఇట్ ఓవర్. సో ఈ ప్రాసెస్లో ఏంటి అంటే దే ఆర్ ఇన్వాల్వింగ్ ఎవ్రీ పర్సన్, ఫ్రమ్ ద పర్సన్ హూ ఆర్ హ్యావింగ్ అండ్ ద పర్సన్ హూ డోంట్ ఇట్ సెల్ఫ్. ఎవ్రీవన్ ఈజ్ ఇన్వాల్వ్డ్ ఇన్ లెర్నింగ్, మేకింగ్ and going through the work. And meanwhile ee technical course and this drone technology works anta kuda field level lone untai. Even though what we are talking about the illiterates present, I think so many of them were literates. Even they can understand any, according to definition of literacy rate, the person who can read and write even a single language. So 95% of the people are literates. And what this drone technology is going to do is making people skilled. అంటే ఉన్న వాళ్ళకి లేని వాళ్ళకి కొన్ని స్కీమ్స్ పెట్టి గవర్నమెంట్ ఇనిషియేటివ్ తీసుకొని తనకు తానుగా నేర్పిస్తుంది. సో ఇక్కడ లిటరేట్ ఇల్లిటరేట్ నాట్ ద మ్యాటర్. ఇట్ ఈస్ గివింగ్ ద అఫోర్డబిలిటీ అండ్ అకౌంటబిలిటీ టు మేనేజ్ ఇట్ సెల్ఫ్ ఇన్ దిస్ ట్రైనింగ్ వొకేషనల్ కోర్సెస్.
There are schemes for tribal skilling. As part of that schemes, government can incorporate drone technology also. Okay, you guys can continue your discussion. I believe there's no questions. Continue your discussion.
According to Stockholm International Peace Research Institute, India was reported as a first country in importing drones across the world. In order to this, our country taken initiatives like Drone Shakti Scheme and Production Initiative Scheme. Drone Shakti Scheme is to promote drone as a service startup, encourage entrepreneurship, create new opportunities, foster innovation. And production linked initiative schemes as financial initiatives to companies producing related components. aim to make the global hub as an production by 2030, thereby generating employment and employment opportunities. Training programs as skill development programs and retraining program. Subsidies and grants was also provided as financial aid for small business and traditional workers. As a state taken the initiatives to make the drone hub city as Ambaravati, they eventually involved in holistic development towards the aim to pursue.
So how much of total employment is envisaged to be generated of all these schemes, approximately?
15,000 in India, sir. 15,000 crores.
15,000. Okay, good. Continue. Question? Continue.
So, this is what we have discussed, and drones are the transforming industries by improving efficiency and safety, but they are not one size fit for all solutions, what we have discussed up to now. And instead of replacing human labor entirely, they are more likely to augment and redefine jobs. The key to sustainable future lies in the coexistence rather than the replacement itself. India must focus on reskilling and upskilling its workforce so that this should be a collaborative model of technology and human expertise goes in hand. Innovation thrives when human skills work together. Hence, drones enhance work, not replace workers. Thank you.
I believe 3 of your participants have never spoke. Any questions, sir?
Okay, with small and short conclusion from our panel, just like targeting areas like agriculture and in Andhra particularly. In Andhra, recently our government released that AP drone policy 4.0, and there AP government targeted only four things, just like agriculture and medicine and remaining things like law enforcement and some traffic rules like this. Thing is, government is targeting only skill workers, not they're not going towards the deep. Understood? There is the thing. Just like Andhra, remaining governments also need to take like these policies to encourage drones and balancing the labors and at the same time technical workers. That's it.
Thank you, sir. So to summarize, Team B has started with the influence of drones in various sectors, starting from defense, then moved on to agriculture sector, the positives of drone technology in all those sectors, and the negatives. They also came up with a number of schemes which the government is focusing to do skilling and upskilling. Okay, with that, Team B's discussion has concluded.